sunny outside, but it feels nice and I like the feeling of the warmth. So we'll be filming the Q&A session outside. I did get a lot of questions through Instagram, and I'm gonna try my best to answer all of them. If not, maybe we can do a part 2. But shall we get started? They are in random order, and I typed them out on my laptop, so we'll look at them right now. First question: what are you doing in Jeju? Great question. What am I doing here? So I was working in Busan, and the family that lives over there, they also live in Jeju because their child goes to an international school here, and I was basically teaching the child English, and I'm supposed to end my contract this weekend, but all to the glory of God, I might be staying till December, getting to experience the Jeju life too. So I'm still in school right now. I'll be taking online classes during the weekdays, and then I'll be with the child on the weekends, talking with her in English, just working, and yeah, that's what I'm doing in Jeju. I didn't think that I'd be staying here longer, but so far everything is working out, and God's just been planning everything, and I've just been going with it. It's been great, and I love Jeju so far. It's so peaceful, and it's just a new type of environment that I'm in compared to Busan, and I've been getting to spend a lot of time alone and with God and just in nature, and it's just been healing, a time of healing. Next question, number 2. I put 2 questions together, so it is going to be, are you single, and at what age do you want to get married? So I get this question a lot, like if I'm single or not, but yes, I am single. God hasn't given me my husband yet, so I'm still waiting patiently. And second part of the question, what age do you want to get married? So before, I wanted to get married when I was done with all my schooling, like medical school residency. So early 30s, mid 30s, I was thinking for marriage, just cause knowing myself, I don't know if I can handle having a husband, raising a family, and also going to school at the same time. So I kind of wanted to settle down with my life first and my work life, and then find a husband and raise a family. But you know, after talking with God, I've realized that's not something that I can decide. It's already part of His plan when I would get married, if I'm gonna get married. So all I have to do is pray about it and wait patiently until my husband comes. So that's that. Third question we have, are you ready for the school year? Oh, I am definitely not. Because I'm staying in Jeju and the time difference in the States and in Korea, I'm low-key very worried about how my sleep schedule is gonna work. I'm praying that my teachers or professors would record their lectures so I can watch them during the day. If not, I have classes 12 a.m. to 5 a.m. Korea time, and that means I'm gonna be like an owl. I will be awake during the night and sleeping during the day, and I don't know how that's going to work out. Yeah, if you could pray for me about that. I'm really concerned about it because obviously school is important too, but I'm in Korea and it's okay. Everything's gonna be all right. Don't gotta worry. Moving on, number 4. Pros and cons of living in South Korea. Ho ho ho. Okay. I had to write stuff down because I couldn't like remember all of it. There is a lot, but I'll just name some of them. So, for the pros, I love how there's just so many cafes. Like every corner of the block I turn, there is a cafe there. And I think it's just such a perfect place to study. And I love cafes. Like back in the States, in my area, there's a coffee place called The Mugs, and I'm like there. That's like my second home, just studying there because I can't study at home. I don't know why. Like I just get so lazy, I would say, because you get this like home type of feeling where I just want to rest, lay in bed, watch TV, sleep. So whenever I'm home, I just feel like that. So I have to be out of the house to study. And that's one thing I love about Korea and their nightlife here. They have like everything is opened. Like I just love the nightlife here. You can just walk around. There's people walking around. It's crowded. Food places are open. You can go anywhere you want. But in America, after everyone's off work or off school, they just go home, right? And it's just very quiet. Well, where I live. But in Korea, it's so lively. Everyone's out. People are on dates. People are partying. People are drinking. People are, I don't know, they're just doing everything. And I just love the life that Koreans are living. And another thing, they have 24-hour convenience stores. And also, like some places, they deliver to. Like chicken places or like food restaurants, they deliver at like 3 a.m., 4 a.m., like when you call them. And like it's just so convenient. Like if you're hungry, if you want like a late night snack, that's like another plus. There's more pros, but I just talked about 3 of them. Some cons, okay? Let's go into transportation. So, people in Korea drive so crazy. Like, they don't follow the lines at all. And the police, they don't even care. Like, I'm just kind of like, what? How can they drive like this? Because in America, if you drive like this, you're going to be like caught by the police, you're gonna get a ticket, like all sorts of things are gonna happen. But in Korea, people just don't follow the rules. They just like to drive however they want, cut people, and I'm just like in awe. And also like my experience with the taxis, oh my gosh, it is the worst. Oh, that was an ant on me. That is the worst because I was on the taxi at night and we were like going home, and this guy is driving like 80 miles per hour down the street. I was like on a roller coaster. I almost had a heart attack. I was so scared. I thought I was gonna die. Like, I don't know why they drive so fast. Like, we're not in a rush. It's okay. Right? I don't know why. But another thing with transportation is it's very convenient to take the bus or the subway. So that was my use of transportation while I was in Busan. And I think it was pretty convenient. It was a good experience because in America, like in the States, I don't really take the bus, nor do I take the metro or the subway or the train. So I think it was a good experience to live a life like that. And I can see why people take that kind of public transportation because it is very cheap and it gets you to places pretty quick. It may take some time, but it takes you to places. And another thing, the people in Korea, they don't know how to say excuse me. Like, they're okay with bumping each other in the shoulders. Like, they don't know how to, like, give you personal space when you're walking. Like, they just bump into you and they're just like, they don't even look at you and say oops or sorry. They just walk past you. And I'm just kind of like, what? Like, when I try to pass by people, I say excuse me, like, like, I don't know. I mean, maybe that's just like the culture here. That's just how they live their life. So that's not something that I can like complain about. But that's just a con, like if I do live in Korea. That was very long. Moving on. I think this is question number 5. Any advice on having a productive morning? Where and how do you find the motivation? very great question, because productivity, I think a lot of people do struggle with this. And I struggled with this in the past too, but I love being busy. I'm the type of person that likes to keep my schedule all packed, and like every hour I gotta be doing something. And when I started college, I bought the Passion Planner. I highly recommend that if you don't know how to manage your time, or if you need to organize your schedule and your day and what you're going to be doing. But Passion Planner gives you like hour by hour of what you're doing, and I just love it so much. Like, and like I have it all filled out, but that's just me, like how I keep myself productive. But another way is I also like to plan the day. What am I saying? Lost my train of thought. But the night before, why was that so hard to say? The night before, I plan my day, like what I'm gonna be doing the next day. Like wake up, devotional time, eat breakfast, work out, take this class, study, like make a checklist of it. And then once you're done accomplishing each task, you can like leave a mark or highlight it. And by the end of the day, like it's like a feeling of accomplishment, like wow, I did this much today, like wow, I can't believe it, I didn't think I'd be able to do it. And it's not something that you show off or it's for other people, but it's for yourself. Like you just feel accomplished that you fulfilled all these tasks and goals for the day. And that's another like way of keeping yourself productive. And the motivation, this varies with people. But for me, because I have a goal, and I'm sure everyone has a goal and a career that they want to achieve, because I look and I think about that, I do my best today and try to do as much as I can. Like, I don't want to be wasting my day not doing anything. Then I don't feel accomplished, and I just don't want to feel like that. It's just personally, I like to keep myself moving and keep my mind thinking. So that's why I keep myself productive. But sometimes I do get tired, get mentally drained, physically drained, and I think I need to learn how to, take some breaks in between. That is that. I hope that was an advice or it helped you in some way. Question number 6. If you could ask advice from any historical figure, who would it be and what would you ask them? So this is a pretty obvious question, obvious answer from me. It would be Jesus Christ. And as for what I would ask Jesus Christ, I don't have a particular question I would like to ask him, but more I would love to live in a time with him, so I can experience and see and follow how Jesus is living. I know in the Bible it does present those stories on how he discipled people and how he showed love and how he made this type of decisions. But personally seeing it and physically seeing it, I would love to experience that. And I think all the answers are in the Bible. I don't really have any questions to ask him. Maybe that's bad. Maybe I should have some questions to ask him. I'll think about that. Moving on, next question. Which food place did you visit the most in Busan? I didn't visit like a restaurant like weekly or so often, because obviously it's my first time in Busan and I want to try new food. So I didn't go to like a particular restaurant often, but I went to a cafe that I really, really loved, and I wish there was in the US. It's called 10% Coffee. It's a franchise, but this particular location, they have the best like the cream foam on top of their coffee, and it's a coffee, like it's a drink called Einspanner. I think I'm saying it right. EINSPANNER. But it's like an iced Americano, 75%. 25% is their house-made like cream, like foamy cream. And it's not cheese, but it's just like a sweet cream, and it's so good. Like usually I just like my coffee's like dark, like I don't like any milk inside anything or any cream, but it was one of their top sellers, so I had to try it out. And the first time I tried it out, I loved it so much that that's the only thing that I've been getting. And like they just know me as Ein Spanner, got you. And I was like, you got me. But that's like one of my drinks that I really, really love and I'm going to miss. Following up with the food question, what's my favorite dish that I had in Korea? So the i모님 that I'm living with, she took me to this really, really famous like fish restaurant. I don't know what daegu is in English, but it was like a daegu 식당. And OMG, I love fish. And it was like a huge fish like in a pot with like their house special sauce that makes it really good. And they add like noodles and there's like bean sprouts, and it was so good. Like I've never tried such good dish before, like a Korean dish, and I was just amazed by the taste. It was spicy, and I don't do well with spice, but it was just addicting, and I can tell why people were standing in lines for this. Alright, next one. 3 things I learned in Korea so far, because I'm still here. Well, while I was in Busan, I did spend a lot of time alone, and we don't like to be alone. You know, there's a lot of us who want to be with people and spend time with them. But for me, I had a lot of time alone. Even on my off days, I got to just tour around alone, and I don't know, it felt nice. Like, I have to admit I was lonely, but it was a time of healing and a time of rest, just being away from people. But now I miss people. Like, I understand why community is important and why friends are important, but I think I really needed that time alone, just cause I don't think I've ever gotten times alone in the States, like going to school here and there. Like, I would do things alone, but I never got to just sit down and relax. And another thing I'm learning is I think God's giving me a time to rest. Like, ever since college started, I've just been hustling, and I've never really had the time to rest. And He's been giving me true rest in my time in Korea. And I've just been enjoying it so much. I don't know if He's telling me this could be your last rest before grad school, med school, your work life. I don't know, but I'm taking the full advantage of resting here, and I've just been enjoying my time. Another thing, living day by day. I've been practicing this like for the past year, but the more I've been staying in Korea, I've been really living day by day. A saying that I have is like every day is a new day, and it's so true. Like, you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You don't know what's going to happen today. Even if you have something planned, you don't know what's going to happen. And living day by day is, I like to worry about my future a lot. Like the upcoming week, upcoming semester, upcoming months, next year. And I don't think it's too healthy to do that quite often. So just worrying about today, what I'm going to do today, what I'm going to accomplish. And then at night, I can kind of briefly go over what I'm going to do tomorrow, but not stress about it. And then when I wake up, that's when I can look over my list and be like, okay, this is what I'm doing, and just go through it. I don't think I need to worry about what I'm going to be doing the next day when I haven't even gone through today, right? So that's another thing that I've been practicing, and I think it's been helping me mentally a lot, keeping me healthy. I have more questions, but I think I'm gonna have to stop the Q&A session here because it's been almost 20 minutes and I don't even know if people are still watching it till this long, but thanks for watching. If you have more questions, I would love to answer them. Hopefully there will be like a part 2 so I can answer the rest of the questions and any other questions you guys do have for me. But thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and I will see you guys next time. I'm so hot, I'm sweating right now.